Recruit the recruiter? What? Check out this video if you're having a hard time recruiting the recruiter. Hey, welcome to the Millionaire Recruiter. I'm Brianna Rooney, your Millionaire Recruiter. And if you haven't yet seen this channel before, it is all about making you the next Millionaire Recruiter. So let's get to it. This is a challenging subject. Recruiting the recruiter. We are difficult individuals. We need a lot of things. So how do you recruit the recruiter? Technically, the same way you recruit any candidate. It's just this one is a different kind of a beast and there's a lot of moving parts. So if you've seen this channel before or read up a little bit about me, I am in the tech industry, which is the most competitive, fast-moving industry, especially since, I'm in the hub in the Bay Area, San Francisco area, which is really super competitive. A couple weeks ago, I was just at a really cool recruiting leadership, academy thing. And there were some of the best tech companies there as far as the recruiters go, and VP of people and just head of recruiting, all of these things. And we all came in agreement that it's actually harder to find good recruiters to hire in-house than it is to actually find good engineers, which is insane. And the reason they said that is because they're super flaky. There are so many recruiter jobs right now, whether it's at an agency with me, which is contingency, is it in-house, is it contract, can you work remotely? There are just so many amazing jobs for a recruiter right now. So this is exactly the time to become a recruiter and be the good recruiter. But because one of you amazing subscribers asked, how do you recruit the recruiter? I feel like I have to do this video. So let's get to it. What kind of recruiter are you looking for? And are you actually looking for a recruiter that knows what they're doing? Because sadly, I will tell you, that is very far and few between. There are not a lot of recruiters that know what they're doing, even if they've been doing this before. Let me tell you what happened just today. I had this recruiter send me their resume that has recruiting experience about 2 years actually. And I was really excited about it because I normally don't hire recruiters because it is hard to recruit the recruiter. So instead I have this amazing training, which is that e-course, the millionairerecruiter.com. If you haven't yet been on it, I actually use it at my agency, which is pretty cool. So I would rather spend the time to train someone from scratch than to have someone to then untrain them to then retrain them. It's a mess. And with any kind of sales whatsoever, it's very difficult to change a salesperson's mind and most of all, technique. So I would rather take someone that's really super hungry and eager to learn and make money quickly than take someone that has experience. However, with this situation, the reason why I interviewed this person is because the companies they came from seemed really reputable. And so I was like, well, this could be a gold mine right now. This could be such a one-up, and we'll just teach them the techies way, and it'll be a little bit different. However, a little pat on my back for a second, he didn't know a lot, and that was his job for 2 years. And I thought a couple different things. I said, wow, we must really train well. And then two, why is the industry still operating at such a poor level? And the real reason why isn't because I think that this recruiter was trained poorly. It's really because a lot of people just don't know what a good recruiter is, because for so long there's been so many bad recruiters and everyone's just gotten by. So this is that moment where you trying to recruit the recruiter, you might want to take a step back for a second and really dedicate some resources to figure out how to train your own recruiters, because it really doesn't take long. I would say it takes about 3 to 4 months. Yes, that sounds like a really long time for you, but it's really worth it. And it's really worth it to have your infrastructure in your own company and figure that out for sure. Because just because a training's about 3 to 4 months, that does not mean they're not working. A recruiter works day one. They get their LinkedIn set up, they're already sending messages, because guess what? You are giving them their template and their drive. So for a little bit, they're acting as you, well, not really acting as you, but their messages and whatnot are from you. The direction is from you, and they're still working. So they can close deals those training months for sure, and you can still make money off of that. It's just, when I say training period, it's just after those 3 to 4 months, then they should be able to fully do things on their own. And to be honest, if you have the right training, they should be able to do it after 1 month. And not to totally push my course here, but here's the moment. My course does that for you. So we have a lot of recruiting agencies that are starting to use that training as their own, which do it. Train the recruiter. But now let's jump back. Let's just say, please, I don't want to train the recruiter. I just can't do it. Fine, let's recruit the recruiter then. Think about this. Why does anyone change jobs? You know why your candidates change jobs. What is it? The pay, the commute, the management, and let's not forget something, the growth. People want to learn, people want to grow, people want to constantly be challenged. And what I suggest as a hiring manager looking for recruiters, or anyone for that matter that they're hiring, they need to really up their emotional intelligence, which means they are upping their leadership skills. So therefore you can realize that all of those soft skills people are looking for, including recruiters, because recruiters are this fine line between sales and wanting more. A lot of people didn't get into recruiting because they thought they were going to become millionaires. People got into recruiting because, well, it was a pretty good job and you got paid really well, especially if you just got out of school. Or maybe you didn't go to school, now you're getting paid more than people who went to school. So it's always an accidental thing. I don't think anyone went to school to be a recruiter, right? Please comment down below if you went to school to be a recruiter, because I want to contact you. So think of those things. So in your job postings, when you're looking for recruiters, and yes, you do still need job postings. I personally post on Indeed. I find that to be really powerful, and I have a little skills assessment, just a writing email skills assessment that's really cool, and it will just show you, well, I mean, you can go on Indeed, but it will just show you like a fail, a pass, succeeds, all that stuff. And I get a lot of candidates through there. I also get a lot of bad people from there, but I think it is worth posting, and it's not that expensive, and you can also limit your spending, which is really cool. And I've actually hired some really great people from there. I personally wouldn't post on LinkedIn. It's super expensive. If you have the extra money, feel free. There's a lot of noise there too. So I wouldn't really go that route. But what you do, you need to hone in on your job description, and you need to put all those extra buzzwords, learning, training, special care, accelerate your career. All of those things need to be in your job description. So hone that in for sure. Now, if you want to do the old-fashioned recruit the recruiter, which is what I suggest, especially if you have a little extra time for that, I would go on just like you do any other candidate search, and I would look for recruiters in your area only, unless you're willing to do remote. Now, there's something pretty cool about remote recruiters. It doesn't cost as much money. All depends on how you are set up to do that. And then I would also put a few years experience. Again, totally up to you on how much you want that. So flash forward, let's say you're getting some bites, you're interviewing some recruiters. Here's the thing, you better move fast, really fast. The recruiter knows the game better than anybody. That's what they do, right? However, there is a wonderful saying that salespeople are the easiest people to sell to. So get your sales shoes on. You want to make sure you are constantly selling. Please, again, recruiters can go almost anywhere, okay? Your company might be cool. My company is freaking awesome, but I am very well aware that they have a lot of other options than just my firm. And they have a really easy to just go internally. Or if you're an internal recruiter wanting to recruit the recruiter, again, people can just do contracts and they can really bump up their rates. So even though you want to make sure that this person is right for your firm and your company, you have to sell. And that goes to why are they looking? They're motivating factors. And I would straight up ask, what is motivating you in your job search? What's that perfect thing look like for you? If you are thoughtful in your process, which you have to be no matter what, with the recruiter even more so. The recruiter interview and sell is very, very, very personal. And again, here's a recruiting industry. A lot of people don't think there's much growth except for actual money. People don't see you really growing. So you have to make sure that you have something set up for them and you let them know how they can grow, how they can learn, and what kind of a difference they can make. Another thing that I realize is people, not everybody, but there's a lot of people who want to be creative, have freedom to do things. They don't want to be stuck in this corporate thing, right? Recruiting is super creative. You get to have your own pitches. You get to do your own searches. There's so many ways around LinkedIn. We're doing this training right now that people are being mind blown by everyone doing it so differently. So there's so many creative things there. You have to spell that out. You have to get that in there. And let's not forget too, a lot of people that recruit for their own company forget how many people, how much outreach you have to put into it. Just like with me doing the tech candidates, engineers, I have to send at least 200 emails a week, right? In order to get any kind of results. Guess what? It's gonna be the same thing if you're recruiting the recruiter, and even more so. And your templates have to be solid. And again, back to the moving fast, that's why you have to have some really easy copy and paste, very thoughtful messages in response. And you have to sell your firm, sell what makes you different, and people want to feel that passion. You know, what's really cool now is because I have been in the industry for so long and I do have that passion still, when I have someone come in here to interview for techies, I don't have a hard time closing them because I know exactly what that recruiter is looking for. I put myself in their shoes that long ago when I was looking for a job, trying to be the recruiter, and I know exactly what got me, and I know what can get them for that moment. Constantly closing, constantly, especially with the recruiter, okay? So, I know that was a lot to digest, but recruiting the recruiter is so difficult. Let's recap really quickly. Be very personalized, move lightning speed as fast as you can. Your company is not the almighty. You need to sell your company, sell the vision, sell the training, sell the growth. And don't forget to sell the money, because the money is also awesome. All right, well, I hope you enjoyed this video. I know that there's probably a lot of different tangents we could go on this. So if you have particular questions, especially to the subscriber that reached out and asked this particular question, if I didn't answer it, please be a little more direct and I will go off and do that tangent and do that video because I love to do it. I love being inspired. So make sure you like, subscribe, and watch every Thursday at noon. And don't you dare forget that money is just a vessel that gets you to do all the amazing things you love to do. So go do it. See you next week.